Okay, so you're prepping for a billing clerk interview, and you really want to make a killer impression. We've got you covered. We're going deep with RoleCatcher, this amazing platform that's got all this career advice and AI tools to help you land that dream job. Think of it like a secret weapon.
What's fascinating about these resources is how in-depth they go.
Exactly.
We're not just going to skim the surface. We're going to break down all these common billing clerk interview questions and give you actionable strategies, ones that help you really stand out.
So before we get to all those questions, let's just back up for a sec. What does a billing clerk actually do? And I'm talking beyond data entry. This role is actually crucial.
Oh, they really are. Their work has a direct impact on cash flow and profitability.
Right.
They create those invoices, they make sure that payments are processed, and that clients are billed accurately and on time. It requires a lot of precision organization. That obviously a connect ahead for numbers.
And you know what? It's not just accounting firms that need them. RoleCatcher's career guide shows that billing clerks are needed in healthcare, retail, tech. All sorts of industries. The skills that you're building are surprisingly versatile.
Oh, absolutely. And as you gain experience, there's a very clear path for advancement. RoleCatcher outlines 3 stages: entry level, billing clerk the second, and senior billing clerk. Each level comes with more responsibility. And think of it like
leveling up.
Leveling up in a video game, but with real-world career progression.
I love that analogy. Okay, so are you ready to level up? Let's dive into some of those interview questions. RoleCatcher's guide has 9 common ones. We're going to go through each one. We're going to unpack it. What's the interviewer's hidden motive? What are some smart strategies to answer the question? What are some pitfalls to avoid? We're going to give you just a little snippet of a sample response, but you need to personalize it. This is just to get you started. We'll also sprinkle in some insights from RoleCatcher's career guide as we go along. Okay, the first question. How did you become interested in pursuing a career as a billing clerk?
Sounds pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
But there's actually a hidden motive here. The interviewer is trying to gauge your passion. Do you really want to do this job?
Right.
Have you actively chosen this path?
Okay.
Or are you just looking for any job?
That makes sense.
So how do you showcase that genuine interest? Think back to what sparked your curiosity about this role. Was it a class? Was it a personal experience? Maybe even someone you admired who was in accounting? Be specific. Connect your answer to your skills and your values. And don't forget to tie it back to that company. Maybe mention something specific about their billing processes or their industry that resonates with you.
Yeah, and I bet they'll probably also ask about your long-term career goals.
Yeah.
To see if you're in it for the long haul.
Absolutely.
And that's where you can sprinkle in some of those career insights from RoleCatcher. You can say you're excited about growth potential.
Yes.
Maybe mention that you're interested in a specific area, like accounts receivable or collections. That shows you've done your research.
It does.
And you're looking at this as a career, not just a job.
Okay. Let's move on to a trickier question. How would you handle a situation where a customer disputes a bill? This question's all about assessing your conflict resolution skills, your ability to stay calm when you're under pressure, and your commitment to customer service. The interviewer wants to see if you can be that calm in the storm, even when you're dealing with a frustrated client.
So it's not just about what you would do, but how you would do it.
Right, exactly.
So you want to really emphasize active listening, empathizing with the customer's concerns, and following the proper procedures. Show them that you understand the importance of a thorough process.
Absolutely. And here's a pro tip. You can use the feel, felt, found method. Start by acknowledging the customer's feelings, saying something like, I understand how you feel. Then relate a similar experience, perhaps by saying, other customers have felt the same way when who resolved the issue. What we found was,
I love that.
This technique shows empathy and a solution-oriented approach.
Yeah. And be ready for follow-up questions about your experience with billing software or documenting customer interaction or even escalating issues to a supervisor. This is where you can showcase your organizational skills and knowledge of best practices.
Okay. Speaking of accuracy and attention to detail, let's move on to what steps do you take to ensure accurate and timely billing? This seems pretty straightforward, But it's your chance to really showcase that meticulous approach.
Right. So you don't want to just say, oh, I'm careful.
Yeah.
You need to walk them through your process step by step. Do
Exactly.
you have a checklist? Do you use specific software for verification? Maybe you even use techniques like VLOOKUP in spreadsheets to double-check your data.
You want to be specific.
Yeah.
And demonstrate a system that you use for maintaining accuracy.
And don't just list tasks. Show them your overall approach to managing that workload.
Yeah.
And maintaining those high standards.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you handle confidential or sensitive billing information?
That's a good one.
This question is all about gauging your understanding of data privacy, confidentiality, and compliance. They want to know that you can be trusted with that sensitive information and that you understand the implications of handling such data.
Okay, so you need to show them that you understand the protocols. Maybe mention your familiarity with regulations like IPA, if it's relevant, and your commitment to following all the company data security policies. And emphasize discretion
Yes.
when you're communicating sensitive information.
Share a specific example of how you've applied those principles. Maybe talk about how you securely store customer files or how you avoid discussing that sensitive information in public.
Yeah. Give them concrete examples.
Yeah.
And be ready for follow-up questions about your experience with data security software, handling requests for customer information, or reporting potential data breaches.
All right. Let's move on to another one that assesses your organizational skills. How do you handle a high volume of billing tasks and prioritize your workload?
Classic.
It's a classic test to see how well you thrive in a fast-paced environment.
Yeah.
They want to know that you can juggle those multiple priorities without sacrificing accuracy.
So again, don't just say, I'm good at multitasking.
Right.
Walk them through your strategies
Yeah.
for managing that workload. Do you use a task management system? Do you break down those large projects into smaller steps? How do you prioritize by urgency or importance? Show them your system.
Absolutely. And if you can, share a real-life example of how you successfully handled a high volume of tasks.
Perfect.
Maybe during a peak billing cycle. Highlight the techniques that you use to stay organized and meet those deadlines.
Yeah, and be prepared for those follow-up questions about delegating tasks or handling stress. This is where you can use those career insights from RoleCatcher to really show them that you can adapt to new technologies and work independently and contribute as part of a team.
Okay, here's another one. How do you stay up to date with changes in billing regulations and industry standards?
So they want to know that you're not complacent, that you're actively seeking new knowledge
Right.
to stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly.
So share your strategies for staying informed. Do you subscribe to any industry publications? Do you attend webinars? Do you participate in online forums? Talk about any certifications
Yeah.
or professional development courses you've taken.
Be specific.
Yeah, think about some specific examples like maybe I recently completed a course on the latest updates to GAAP, which helped me implement a new system for tracking revenue recognition at my previous company.
That's a great example.
It shows initiative.
Big deal.
Okay, here's another one about accuracy. How do you handle billing discrepancies or errors? And what steps do you take to prevent them from happening in the future?
So this is not just about fixing mistakes. It's about showing that you learn from them and you try to prevent them from happening again.
Got it.
Walk them through your process for investigating discrepancies.
Yeah.
Do you cross-reference orders with invoices? Do you use software tools to analyze data and identify patterns? Do you communicate with clients and internal teams? Be thorough in your explanation.
And don't just focus on identification. Highlight your problem-solving skills. You can describe a specific example of how you resolved a billing discrepancy and explain the steps you took and what the outcome was.
Perfect.
Okay, this one seems simple, but it's a chance to showcase your organizational skills. How do you ensure that invoices are sent out in a timely manner?
This one's about showing them that you understand the big picture and the impact of timely billing on the company's financial health. They want to know that they can rely on you to keep those wheels turning and make sure that the revenue is collected on time.
So don't just say, I'm good at meeting deadlines, right? Walk them through your specific processes for managing your workload, prioritizing those tasks, and tracking invoice delivery. Do you use a calendar system? Do you have a checklist? Do you communicate regularly with clients to confirm receipt?
Be sure to mention any technology or software that you use to streamline the process, like billing software or electronic invoicing systems.
Yeah. Those details show that you're tech-savvy
Mhm.
and efficient. And be prepared for follow-up questions
Oh, yeah.
about your experience with billing software,
Mhm.
strategies for handling high volumes of invoices, and even your approach to dealing with clients who are slow to pay.
All right, let's tackle our final question for this section. How do you handle a situation where a customer is consistently late with their payments?
Ooh, that's a tricky one.
It is. This requires that balance of firmness and diplomacy.
Right.
You have to demonstrate that you understand company policies for handling late payments
Right.
while maintaining professionalism and preserving those client relationships.
Okay, so walk them through your approach step by step. Do you start with a friendly reminder? Do you follow up with a call or email? Do you escalate if necessary?
And don't just focus on the mechanics. Explain how you would approach these conversations with professionalism and empathy. Emphasize listening to the client's concerns, but also communicating the importance of paying on time.
It's a tough balance,
It is.
but it's a crucial skill to master. Be prepared for follow-up questions about your experience with collection software, negotiating payment plans, and even your comfort level with legal action as a last resort.
This is your chance to show that you can handle tough conversations professionally and find solutions that work for everyone.
And that wraps up our deep dive into the first 9 crucial billing clerk interview questions.
We've given you a lot to think about,
Yeah.
but we're not done yet. Stay tuned as we explore how RoleCatcher's AI can help you take your interview prep to the next level.
I'm excited for that. We'll be right back.
Okay, so remember how we talked about RoleCatcher's AI being like your secret weapon?
Yes.
Well, let's dive into how it can actually help you craft these winning responses and really stand out in those billing clerk interviews.
I am so ready for this. AI that helps you practice for interviews. It sounds almost too good to be true.
It's pretty incredible. RoleCatcher has this feature. It's called Interview Practice with AI Feedback. You can practice answering common interview questions.
Okay.
And the AI actually analyzes your responses and gives you personalized feedback on your delivery, your content, even your body language.
Hold on. It analyzes your body language through video.
It does.
It's next level.
It really is. It can detect things like your eye contact,
Mm-hmm.
your posture,
Yeah.
and your facial expression. So it's giving you insights into how you actually come across to the interviewer.
It's like having a virtual interview coach
Yeah,
right in your pocket.
right in your pocket.
So it's not just about what you say, it's also about how you say it,
Exactly.
which is so important.
It is so
It's
important.
like making a good impression.
And the best part is, it doesn't just point out what you're doing wrong. It gives you actionable advice to improve. It provides suggestions for enhancing your answers, like maybe you should incorporate specific keywords from the job description, or add more details to your examples, or maybe even restructure your response so it's a little bit clearer.
That's so cool. It takes all the guesswork out of it.
It really does.
So you're not just going in prepared, you're going in with a strategic advantage.
You are.
I love that.
You're able to fine-tune your responses and your delivery in a way that's tailored to that specific role and company.
Okay, let's talk about the CV resume builder. I know so many people struggle with creating a resume that stands out. How does the AI help with that?
So the CV Resume Builder is a total game changer. It helps you tailor your resume to very specific job descriptions. The AI analyzes that job posting, and it identifies the key skills and keywords that employers are looking for.
It's like the AI is reading the mind of the hiring manager.
It kind of is.
That's amazing.
And the best part is that it suggests specific edits to your resume to make it more aligned with the job requirements. It can even help you quantify your accomplishments by suggesting certain metrics that you should include.
That is so helpful. So instead of just saying like, managed customer accounts, you could say, successfully managed a portfolio of 50-plus customer accounts,
Yeah.
resulting in a 10% increase in customer retention.
Exactly.
It's so much more impactful.
It does. It takes the guesswork out of writing your resume and helps you present those skills in the most compelling way possible.
So basically, RoleCatcher's AI is like having this whole team of career experts
Yeah.
in your corner, helping you prepare for every step of the interview process.
Yeah, I think that's a really great way to put it.
Okay, so we talk a lot about the AI, but we also need to remember that the human element is still so important. You need to bring your own personality, your own enthusiasm, your own genuine interest to that interview.
I couldn't agree more. Those AI tools are there to help enhance your preparation and give you that strategic advantage. But ultimately, it's your own unique qualities and experiences that will help you shine.
Okay, Let's zoom out for a second. We've been focused a lot on the interview itself. But what about the bigger picture? What about the overall career path for a billing clerk? What are the long-term prospects?
That's a really great question. Remember those 3 stages of a billing clerk career we talked about?
Yes.
As you move up, you're going to gain more responsibilities and expertise. You could specialize in areas like accounts receivable or collections. You could even move into a supervisory role.
So there's definitely room to grow
Oh,
and
absolutely.
advance in this field.
That's excellent to hear.
And don't forget about all those transferable skills you're developing. Organization, attention to detail, communication, problem solving. Those are valuable in any field, not just billing.
So even if you decide to explore other careers later on, those skills that you've honed as a billing clerk will still be valuable.
Very valuable.
That's great. This is an investment in your future, no matter where your career takes you.
This is all great information. But I know some people listening might not be feeling super confident about their skills or experience.
That's very normal, and that's where RoleCatcher's resources can be really helpful. Remember those career guides?
Yeah.
They provide so much valuable information on how to develop the skills that you need for a billing clerk role. They even offer tips on how to highlight those transferable skills from previous jobs, even if they weren't directly related to billing.
So even if you're just starting out
Right.
or you're making a career change, you can still position yourself as a strong candidate.
Absolutely.
Now, I know some people might be a little hesitant or intimidated by the idea of using AI for interview prep. What would you say to them?
I understand that hesitation.
Yeah.
But think of RoleCatcher's AI as like a supportive tool, not as a replacement for your own skills and preparation. It's there to give you guidance, feedback, and insights that you might not otherwise have.
It's like having that personal coach, helping you identify your strengths and weaknesses so you can improve.
And the more you use it,
Yeah.
the more comfortable and confident you'll become.
Okay, so to wrap up this part, we've discussed how RoleCatcher's AI can help tailor your resume and practice your interview responses, so you have a strategic advantage in the job search process. We also explored the long-term career prospects for billing clerks and how the skills you develop are transferable to other fields.
We also emphasized that while AI tools are incredibly valuable, it's your own unique qualities and experiences and enthusiasm that will ultimately help you stand out.
So use these tools to your advantage, but don't forget to bring your authentic self to the table.
Okay, so let's move on to the final part of our deep dive, where we'll give you some final thoughts and actionable steps to take on your billing clerk job search journey.
All right, so we've covered so much in this deep dive, from dissecting those tough interview questions to how to use RoleCatcher's AI.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. But before we wrap up, I want to talk about that little something extra that can make you really stand out. It's not just about answering those questions right. It's about showing your passion for this kind of work, for accuracy and organization.
It's about sending that message through every interaction you have.
Exactly. Think about it. Your resume, it's perfectly formatted. There are no errors. It highlights your attention to detail. You walk into that interview confident, dressed professionally. You're ready to engage. You answer those questions thoughtfully with specific examples.
You're showing them your process, that you're process-driven.
Yeah. Even your thank you note, it's perfectly written and sent promptly.
All those details matter.
They do.
They paint this picture of someone who really cares.
It's like you're saying, I don't just want this job. I'm going to be amazing at it.
Exactly.
And that kind of dedication, it makes you stand out.
It really does.
Yeah. Even in a competitive job market. So use this deep dive as a starting point. Explore everything RoleCatcher has. Experiment with their AI tools. And start writing your own success story.
RoleCatcher is more than just info. It's a toolbox for your entire career journey. Use it wisely, and you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish.
We've given you the knowledge. We've given you the tools. Now it's your turn to take action.
Good luck with your interview. We're rooting for you.